Hi, friends. I've decided that I'm going to do a Bible study uh, probably a couple times a week, maybe more than that. And I was inspired by uh, people on TikTok. Man, the people on TikTok, there are thousands upon thousands of young people, old people, that all just read a scripture or they pray or they give their testimony. And please stick with me. Because I was inspired to do this Bible study by a young man that's in prison. And he told me of something that was going on in prison, but also someone else talked about this same thing going on, and I'll tell you what it is after I read what I want to talk about. I'm in Daniel chapter 3, and it's in chapter 3, it's where King Nebuchadnezzar made a gold statue 90 feet high and 9 feet wide. And I'm going to skip down to tell what he told people. He heralded loudly proclaimed, "People of every nation, language, you are commanded, when you hear the sound of the horn, the flute, the zephyr, the lyre, the harp, the drum, and every kind of music, you are to fall down and worship the gold statue that King Nebuchadnezzar has set up. But whoever does not fall down and worship will immediately be thrown into the fiery furnace in a blazing fire." And I love this. I love the book of Daniel. If you want to read on, I encourage you to go to Daniel and read the whole thing. Read about Meshach, Shadrach, and Abednego. But this is what the young man in prison that calls me said, that 5 times a day in that prison, the Muslim call to worship, the music plays, and those Muslims go and bow, and they're bowing to a false god. And another young man was telling how he lives somewhere close to where 5 times a day loudspeakers blast music for the Muslims to come out and play. And if we as Christians, if we tried to do that, oh man, could you imagine what would happen? So, I want to talk for a minute. I want to know where all my Christians are on Facebook. Where are all the Christians? Why aren't you doing Bible studies like this? Why aren't you using Facebook to preach the gospel message to people? Some of you are, but why aren't you making your own videos? There are 10 or 12-year-old kids on TikTok. I'm not talking 1 or 2. I'm talking thousands of them that just get on here every night and read a Bible verse. And I love to hear the young people give their testimony. Christians are under attack in this country. Because if you preach the word, man, I'll tell you about one young man way back in the skate park days. Gosh, it must have been the very first part of we started in 97. He came in 1997, got saved, and he became the best preacher to young people because he skateboarded. He was young. He was their age. And when we'd go to skate parks where foul music was playing and nasty words, the kids were mean, and we would say, we'll do a Bible study out by the bus, come out, we're going to give away some prizes. And he would preach and kids would get saved. But I saw the guy's name's Alex Early. He's a preacher of his own church now. I saw him get spit on. I saw him get punched. He was knocked down. He came to me when we were in these skate parks that were you could feel the evil in the skate parks. Some of it was bad. And he came to me one time and says, "I really don't want to preach the message here, but I know I have to." He didn't let anything stop him. And as Christians, we don't need to let the fear that we're going to be persecuted or condemned stop us. My pastor just said it tonight. When you stand before God, what would you say you did for him with the time you had here on earth? What would be your answer? So I looked it up. I'm thinking about this golden image, and this you're supposed to bow down to it. If you are going to a church and they're teaching out of some other book besides the Bible, run. If they say this other book it rules over the Bible, that whatever's in that book disagrees with the Bible, then it's right and the Bible's wrong, run. Leave that church. And lost my train of thought for a minute here. I looked it up, and there are 100 verses in the Bible that say, choose this day who you will serve. One cannot serve two masters. So you either serve God or you serve the devil. And you can be a nice person and be nice as could be, and spend your life never preaching the word, never doing anything for God, and go to hell when you die. So if you're one of those people that say, well, I don't want to go to church, all the church wants is your money, and you got all this stuff about church, which is so wrong. My church does so many great things for the community, and we have men's discipleship, women's discipleship, we have medical bus, and all kinds of things we're doing for foster children. But if you're one of those people that it's just not going to happen, you're not going to come to church, do church in your home. Gather your family around. If you have children, gather them around and have a time where maybe you sing a song or put a Christian song, a lot of good Christian music out right now. Play some Christian music, and read a Bible verse and then pray. We gotta stop being silent as Christians. So let me know what you think. I've already had a couple of people, the haters out there, that said really nasty things. But I'm going to do a Bible study like this and put it on Facebook or TikTok. And here's the thing about TikTok, for all you that hate TikTok, you don't think they're stealing your information off Facebook? Facebook, I have friends here in this country. On TikTok, my messages go to Africa, and they go to the UK. They go all over the world. I have people from all over the world listening to my TikTok, and I'm Bill from Georgia on TikTok, by the way. On Facebook, I just have some people that probably scroll right on past my message. But anyway, thank you for listening. Comment if you want, and watch for other videos. I'm going to put these on YouTube, Facebook, and TikTok. I think they automatically go on Instagram too. And God bless you guys, and go out and serve the Lord tomorrow. Thanks. Bye-bye.